RobertHFrank, the Economic Naturalist, in search of explanations for everyday enigmas. Are you curious about why certain products are designed the way they are, or why some business practices seem odd? The Economic Naturalist, in search of explanations for everyday enigmas by RobertHFrank aims to answer these questions and more by employing economic principles. This book summary explores various unusual aspects of everyday life using concepts such as the cost-benefit principle, market efficiency, labor markets, price discrimination, and property rights. Get ready to embark on an intellectual adventure that unveils rich patterns and solutions to many seemingly puzzling situations.
The cost-benefit principle. Discover the cost-benefit principle, an economic idea that explains why people sometimes make puzzling decisions in their daily lives. This principle allows us to generate plausible hypotheses about human behavior and solve paradoxes of everyday life. People and firms often make decisions based on incomplete information about the costs and benefits of their choices. The same idea explains why drive-up cash machines have Braille labels and why 24-hour mini-marts have locks. Understanding the cost-benefit principle can help people make better decisions and provide insights into the reasoning behind the decisions of others. The law of no cash on the table. The law of no cash on the table is a significant economic principle that explains why identical goods should have the same price. Supply and demand are critical players in setting prices, but one dominates in various transactions. The law of no cash on the table applies to the economics of free products like preloaded software on a new PC. Behavioral economics challenges the assumption that people are rational, such as leaving tips at restaurants or a tavern offering free peanuts. Fashion versus haberdashery. The fashion industry is where the money is, with models like Gisele Bündchen and Heidi Klum making millions of dollars. Women's fashion is a bigger business than men's, leading to higher fees for female models. On the other hand, men in modeling don't have enough selling power. In the economics of labor markets, where huge wage differentials are common, simple economics explains many disparities. Waiters generally get paid more than assistant chefs because they don't have career paths, while assistant chefs have the potential to move up to better-paying jobs in the future. The curious practice of price discrimination. Suppliers charge different customers different prices for the same product, which helps them identify those who are willing to pay more. Social relationships may be influenced by sentiment, but economic logic still explains curious phenomena such as wire transfer fees being more expensive than checks. Wire transfer customers are willing to pay more for the convenience and speed, so banks charge more for it. The cost of self-interest. Self-interest can lead to a flourishing economy, but it can also cause an ongoing arms race where everyone is worse off. Animals, such as elk, face similar issues when bigger antlers provide more mating opportunities, leading to a disadvantage for those without them. Humans, however, can escape this arms race through coordination. The coordination model was tested in the National Hockey League when players preferred a league rule requiring helmets, despite the visual impairment it causes, to prevent any player from having a slight advantage. This solution prevented a never-ending arms race between the players and shows how the pursuit of self-interest can be detrimental to all parties involved. By recognizing that some actions, though beneficial for an individual, can have negative effects on the community as a whole, humans can work together to resolve collective action problems and create a better society for everyone involved. Property rights and economics. Property rights are vital for economic growth, yet they are not absolute. Even in developed countries, the law makes exceptions to increase efficiency. Adverse possession is one example. If unused land is occupied for a period, the law may award property rights to squatters. Granting property rights can also enforce the conservation of assets. For instance, owning chickens protects them from extinction, but whaling nations plunder the seas as no one owns whales. Property rights are fundamental, but their exceptions can be put in place to ensure a balance between economic growth and asset conservation. Signaling and screening. Information is a crucial aspect of any economy, and individuals must properly signal while screening out false information. The same concept applies in the animal world, where dogs, for instance, convey their lethality through their size and fur. To maintain credibility, signals must be costly to fake, which is why used cars are worth less than new ones as sellers signal that they might be defective. In the human social world, individuals engage in this process of signaling and screening as well. Lawyers, for instance, flaunt their wealth through expensive cars and fancy suits to signal their legal lethality. This is not the only way individuals signal though. Professors, for instance, use their publications and grants to achieve status and signal their value. Ultimately, this logic of signaling and screening drives much of human behavior and interactions. Biases in economic decision-making. Economists traditionally believed that humans were rational utility maximizers, but psychological studies have revealed that people are prone to bias. People's decisions can be influenced by irrelevant and random factors, such as when choosing between two options, seeing a third, even worse option, may sway the decision towards the original choice. This explains how many businesses exploit our biases. It is important, therefore, to recognize and compensate for such biases when making important financial decisions. It is crucial to understand that people are human, all too human, and therefore prone to mistakes in their economic choices.
Throughout The Economic Naturalist, RobertHFrank uses economic logic to shed light on everyday enigmas. By applying the cost-benefit principle, supply and demand explanation, and examining labor markets, surprising practices in businesses and daily life begin to make more sense. Frank also explores property rights, information exchange, signaling, and screening, as well as systematic human biases in making economic decisions. This summary provides you with key takeaways from the book, helping you to better understand how our world functions through economic principles, and giving you a new perspective on the quirks of life.